In what sense is our society male-dominated?
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labour.
A huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most people who are on the street are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who commit suicide are men. Most people who die in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. Where's the dominance here precisely? What you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper-successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of Western society. There's nothing about that that's vaguely appropriate.
That's the irony of this whole situation with feminists. They all want to sit at the high tables of the high-paid jobs, but when it comes to where males are actually dominant in the bad areas of life, feminists don't want to talk about that. And they also don't want to take the hard labor jobs like being a bin man, being a construction worker, and things like this. They just want to sit in offices that men also built.
Get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and no matter whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
So you think it's a delusion? Someone is self-delusional?
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things.
And the ABCD community have led me to identify myself how I want to identify myself as well. So I identify as a white woman, and everyone should refer to me as such.
Just a quick message to the trans community. You can keep pretending you're women, but at 40, you're still going to need a prostate exam.
Watch Vivek Ramaswamy destroy this fake news reporter.
You didn't say that you condemn white supremacy.
I'm not going to recite some catechism for you. I'm against vicious racial discrimination in this country. So I'm not pledging allegiance to your new religion of modern wokeism, which actually fits the test. I'm not going to bend the knee to your religion. I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to bend the knee to mine, and I'm not going to bend the knee to yours. But do I condemn vicious racial discrimination? Yes, I do. Am I going to play your silly game of gotcha? No, I'm not. And frankly, this is why people have lost trust. And I know you're going to go print the headline tomorrow. I already know this. We already know how your game works. Vivek Ramaswamy refuses to condemn white supremacy because you asked a stupid question. The reality is, I condemn vicious racial discrimination in this country, but the kind of vicious and systematic racial discrimination we see today is discrimination on the basis of race in a very different direction. You want to know what the best way is to end discrimination on the basis of race? Stop discriminating on the basis of race. Do that, and we're going to move this country forward. And I don't care whether you're black or white or brown or anything in between. That's how we're going to unite this country. You people have been responsible for dividing this country to a breaking point.
What Vivek said right there was absolutely true. The same people who complain about racism, all they do nowadays is talk about how other races are superior to other races. And all they do is hire people based on their race. But here they are calling other people racist and white supremacists.
99.9% of bricklayers are men. Should we have quotas for women?
Is bricklaying representative democracy?
That has nothing to do with the question. The question is if there's evidence of structural inequality and oppression because women aren't precisely represented at 50% in all professions at all levels, then why don't we have a conversation about having women represented in all professions at all levels? Why do we talk about the C-suite, for example? Why do we talk about politics and positions of power? Why don't we talk about it across the board?
Are you a male or female?
Email.
An email.
Email, yeah.
What is your gender? My gender. I'm a mechanic.
What are straight white men good for?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know.
Do you think straight white men are important?
Oh.
Do you think straight white men are important?
No.
We're utter fucking trash.
I mean, sometimes I like how rational. Sometimes they might be like really straightforward. Like even about feelings, they are more like practicals.
What would you say that they're good for?
I don't know.
The very interesting thing about this video of them bashing straight white men is that straight white men have built and given the rights to a lot of these people who are speaking in this video, which is very ironic.
How many genders are there?
I don't know. I just got here.
Who the hell let you back on this campus?
It's a public sidewalk.
So nobody invited you here? Officers, if nobody invited him here, can we ask him to leave this campus? Is this being handled?
You're a hero.
You're a hero? Who the f*** said that
question.
That would be awesome. But like, why is he allowed on our campus if this isn't even like an organized event? No, I am not part of this event. You're not mad?
I understand.
So if I called you and said somebody raped me, you wouldn't be mad?
Well, you just twisted my words and I didn't say that.
And culture exists, and you're telling me 1 in 1,000? I can tell you that's bullshit.
1 in 1,900.
Do you see 1,900 people standing here? I can guarantee you, multiple people right here have been and this is not 1,900 people.
Okay, how can you guarantee that?
This man is saying, according to the FBI, 1 in 1,900 people have been. I can guarantee that I am not the only one standing here that's been raped.
I feel sorry for the man who will end up being with this woman with the way she's screaming. Her voice is the most annoying thing you could ever hear. As I usually say, these people love playing victim. They love playing victim and complaining about everything because they love being in the victim Olympics.
The main issue why you're against abortion and why you're against transgenderism is because you're a misogynist.
First of all, I'm not a misogynist because a misogynist is someone that puts down women. I exalt women to their rightful role. Women are supposed to be women, not men. And every time somebody says that a woman is equal to a man and does what a man could do, and you're actually abusing and denigrating women. Women have a unique purpose and they're special. They're fearfully and wonderfully made by God. I support women. So I'm not a misogynist. I don't put down, you're putting down women by saying women can be men. You're putting down women by saying transgenders can be women. No, they can never be women. Women are special, and no man can just convert and say I'm a woman today. You're putting down women by saying that. Preach, brother, preach. So you're actually anti-women.
I just want to say we're leaving now, but I think it is entirely unchristian to stand on the street corner on a Monday evening spreading hate speech about trans people, about women in dire circumstances.
Wait a second. No, you're leaving. Yeah, say your quick lip because you don't really have a rebuttal for anything I'm saying, and you gotta run. The Bible says the wicked flee when no one pursues.
Anytime you disagree with these NPCs, the first thing that comes to their mind is that you are a misogynist. They don't have any independent thought. What social media tells them is what they say. That's really how it works nowadays.
Ma'am,
Don't assume my gender.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
don't assume your gender. What are your pronouns then?
They and Z and princess.
Princess? Damn.
White privileged male. I can stay in my little bubble of TCU. I don't have to turn my back. I don't have to worry about my job, my income, or anything like that. I don't have to worry about getting raped.
Well, you should.
My friends do.
You should worry. You should worry about your income. You should worry about communicating with adults. You should worry about treating other people respectfully because this will affect your future employment opportunities. You first came in here and talked about how you put on your hoodie, your headphones, you don't even look around you in the periphery. That's dumb. That's stupid. You should worry about your safety. That's fundamentally unintelligent. White, black, yellow, red, I don't care. It's not smart to do. It's also not smart to come in and say we should get men to stop raping because that's going to help women. I'm not your father. I'm not your father. But you come in here so you're going to school somebody and cuss and yell and say you need to stop rapists. Everyone here wants to stop rapists. Everyone here wants to stop rapists. Okay? The point is, this kind of doublespeak and this kind of rhetoric and these kinds of false platitudes don't help women. You know what you're doing? You're victimizing actual victims of rape. There is no 1 in 5 rape statistic. When you say men get away with it, we allow men to get off scot-free with rape, it's not true.
As I said, these people love playing victim. There's other things that men have to worry about that women don't have to worry about. For instance, men being more likely to be victims of violent crime. But as I usually say with all these college students, all they love to do is complain about everything and how people are oppressed and woe is me and I'm in the victim Olympics and who's more oppressed than the other person. That's all it is with these people.
I've got my friends here from Sweden. I'm gonna put an end to this because and the reason I'm gonna say that, okay, is that as I've said, if you're unable to understand the means at which men are privileged in society over women.
You're telling me I'm oppressed?
Sorry?
You're telling me I'm oppressed?
Sorry? What do you?
You're explaining my oppression to me?
Do you feel oppressed?
No.
They want to sell people their oppression. They do the same thing with black people. Black people are oppressed, and I as a white man know that you're oppressed. Even if you say you're not oppressed, you are oppressed, which is a very hilarious tactic white liberals play to sell black people and people of color their oppression.